Building.
Hello and welcome to the Ashenheim Stadium, the home of Jamaica College, and we are here on another Sunday afternoon to look ahead to the Jamaica Premier League powered by Digicel. First up on the agenda this afternoon, Vere United going up against Portmore United. Vere United, of course, they're in 12th position, while Portmore United, they are in 8th position, just outside the playoff spots. It's pretty warm here, but there's a bit of breeze going at 11 kilometers per hour with humidity at 59%, which is a little interesting because Jamaica is experiencing a bit of a drought over the last few weeks. Let's recap what took place in match week 15. Done beholden with a 4-2 win over Falkland. Humberline 2-1 over Maligned United. So too Arnett Gardens over Portmore United. Mount Pleasant and Harbourview ended goalless. Waterhouse had a 3-0 blanking of Montego Bay United. Chapelton Maroons defeated Tivoli Gardens by 2-0, while Cavalier edged out Vere United by 1-0. As we take a look at the standings, Mount Pleasant, they are ahead 32 points to ahead of Arnett Gardens. Cavalier in third spot on 29. Humberline, Harbourview and Dun Beholden, they are residing in the playoff spots at the moment, with Waterhouse just outside on 21 points. And Portmore United could join Waterhouse for the time being at the end of this afternoon on 18 points they are presently. Falkland and Chapter Maroons, they have some work to do at the foot of the table as they aim to get out of the relegation zone. So quite a few interesting matches for match week 16. Mobay United against Maligned United. Tivoli Gardens with their game against Mount Pleasant. Vere United and Portmore United. Falkland against Humberline. Cavalier and Chapter Maroons will do battle. And of course on Monday, Harbourview against Dun Beholden. And Monday night football fixture, El Clasico itself, Arnett Gardens against Waterhouse. So we're looking ahead to Portmore United against Vere United, and we're going to be hearing from the coaching staff now, starting with Vere United's maestro, Linval Dixon.
Linval, last week must have been mighty frustrating for you, going down by 1-0, especially after 2 wins in quick succession. What changes have you looked to make for this week, and how has the training ground preparation been?
Well, the preparation is fairly well this week. Of course, disappointed last Monday when we played our game. I think we weren't playing the way we are to play. You know, we wait until after Cavalier score, then we start to play. You know, so it was a bit frustrating for me. But we talk about it in training leading to the game today, and hopefully we see a better performance in the game.
And I'd have to say, a stronger squad this week. Javier Brown is back into the starting lineup, as well as Strawn, who has come back from a red card. So You'd like to think, especially going forward, you would have more and the defensive solidity as well.
Definitely so, yes. Of course, we would have missed Neil out of the middle, pick up an injury in training in the week and so on. But again, to our regular starter, a senior player come back, in the team. Yes, would have added a little punch, a little more work rate in the midfield. So it's a good thing for us, for today's games.
Talk to me about the youngster out of Denby, Dunstan Cohen, as well. I see he gets a start today. How happy are you with his progress so far? Of course, just a couple of years ago, he was the youngest player I've seen in the Premier League. Is he coming of age?
Yes, he's coming of age, and he's just back from the qualifying, the under-17 qualifying, in Guatemala. Yes. So he's really excited to be here, to be back, with his team, because he was an integral part of the team last year in the latter part, and we just hope he will come back and give up his best, today.
So as you heard in the interview, there is no Lamar Neal, so this player is going to be absolutely instrumental. Javier Brown, he returns to the starting lineup after missing the last match week because of injury. And of course, he's going to be the one shielding the back four, which is also strengthened, as you heard, with the return of Alvin Strom. But yeah, Javier is going to be absolutely instrumental as a holding midfielder against a powerful Portmore United starting lineup. It's now time to hear from the Portmore United camp as they continue their preparations ahead of kickoff. Philip Williams is your head coach.
Philip, a few weeks ago, you were the only undefeated team in the JPL. You were actually sitting in the playoff spots. Now, 7 match weeks without a win. How frustrating is that for you as a coach?
I mean, it's very frustrating. The sport that we're in is a result-oriented one. And in terms of what we're doing, we have been ticking the boxes, but we're just not getting it right on the day in terms of in the final third and putting away our chances.
Considering the fact as well that goals have been a problem for you, Shea Smith was on the books here at Portmore, has now gone to Arnett and seems to be scoring without dismay, scoring every week. That must add to the frustration as well.
I mean, I'm very happy for him, and I think the entire Portmore fan body is happy for Shea that he has continued his growth elsewhere and has fine form. But I mean, we have done some amount of addition ourselves in Lamar and Alex, and in those two we know that we have goals, so it's just a matter of them finding that vein of form.
Yeah, Lamar Walker and Alex Marshall, both coming from the United States, and as you said, certainly adding impetus up front. Alex Marshall already on the score sheet. How is the gelling coming along in terms of them building into the unit?
I mean, that's a factor that we think is really affected or has affected our last couple of games. But these are two professional players. They are highly skilled, and it's just a matter of time for the chemistry. I don't think the chemistry will take too long for it to get where we want it.
So Lamar Walker is back in the Premier League. He's back with Portmore United. He actually played against Arnett Gardens last weekend. He has 5 goals in the Jamaica Premier League overall for Portmore United. Of course, he scored 3 in the 2018-2019 season and 2 goals in the 2019-2020 season. But he really wants to make a mark this season, and he returns to the Premier League and to Portmore United. It's a strong-looking squad. It's a strong-looking starting lineup with him in it. We take a quick break. When we return, the teams will walk out, and then we'll have kickoff between Vere United and Portmore United. Stay with us. Welcome back to the grounds of Jamaica College, and in particular the Ashenheim Stadium, and we're standing by for kickoff. Vere United against Portmore United, the first game of a doubleheader here this afternoon as the Jamaica Premier League, sponsored by Digicel, powered by Digicel, it resumes here. The teams walking out, Portmore on the left, and Vere United in their traditional yellow and green unit. Wherever you're watching, thanks so much for joining our coverage here on the Home of Champions. My name is Donald Oliver. With me is Chris Taylor. And Chris, this matchup, it looks interesting on paper. We're talking off camera in terms of the injury issues that Vere United, they've had in the last several weeks. And as they try to move away from the relegation zone, what are you anticipating from them against a strong-looking Portmore United team?
Yeah, I think Vere will be blessed with the fact that a couple of players are back there, the officials. Dorian Tommins in charge of this one, Melvin Reed, Princess Brown Muir, the assistant, and Akima Brown, the fourth official. Yeah, Vere United would have been disappointed with last week, as I did say to Linval Dixon. But yeah, blessed with the likes of Cohen coming back, their young under-17 national representative, strong in that right-back position. So defensive solidity should be improved for Vere United, which has been their strong point. And yeah, it's just unfortunate for Neil to have picked up an injury in the week. I would have liked to have thought, when you saw Neil last week, he looked like he needed his regular partner in Javier Brown. And no Brown is back and there's no Neil. So yeah, I think the creativity might be affected. Two teams that have struggled to score this season.
Well, let's take a look at what Vere will put out on the field. Roger Williams is between the six. They do have a back four of Kemoy Phillips. Kemar Lumpton returns as well. Fitzroy Cummings and Alwyn Strawn also returns at right back. In the middle of the park, Javier Brown, Shaquille Notice, and Dwayne Dyer up top. Dustin Cohen, Kajay Smith, and their striker Romario Bryan. What is striking about the starting lineup? No goals in it.
4-3-3. is the way they'll line up. Yeah, because Lamar Neal got their last 2 goals. And there we see the 4-3-3 formation. Brian is asked to play furthest forward. Cohen will play from the wide areas, and Young Smith as well. Notice on Derby, Javier Brown will sit in front of the defense. So I imagine a very hard team it will be to break down. But I wonder about the creativity going forward, Donald.
Yeah, well, speaking of creativity, there's a lot of creativity in this Portmore United starting lineup. Davey Payton is between the six. They do have a back four of Emilia Rousseau, Stephen Young, Rudolph Austin, and Gawain Austin. In the middle of the park, a 5-man midfield, Siegel Knight, Shaquan Satchwell, Lamar Walker, Alex Marshall, and Alvinus Myers behind the striker Kevin Scott.
They officially named the formation 4-1-4-1, but yeah, it could be thought of as a 4-5-1, and that's because you'll have that one-man Siegel Knight sitting in front of the 4-man back line, and then a flat 4 in front, Alex Marshall and Lamar Walker. What an exciting pairing that is. Myers and Satchwell will certainly give them width, and you know the young Shaquan Satchwell, how he loves to cut in onto that right foot. There should be a lot of goals in this Portmore team. We haven't seen them just yet.
Well, they would need time to mature, and they've had a lot of time. But with the influx of new faces, you expect them to be even a little bit more potent in the upcoming weeks. And they'd want to take maximum points from Vere today. And we're on the way here at the Ashenheim Stadium. Portmore United with the kickoff. And again, I'm just equally anticipating the dynamic here between these two teams.
Yeah, the last time they met, a 0-0 draw.
Yeah.
No surprise there. As I said, especially early in the season, Portmore are very hard to break down.
Knight in the thick of things. Marshall playing it over to the right-hand side now. Myers is there. Usually plays in a more central role, Alvinus Myers, or at the back for Portmore United, but is now being asked to play on the right side of the middle of the park. Portmore United, they have struggled in recent times. I see Myers on it now. And I think he was trying to get a shot off, you know, but scuffed the shot. So it was actually a Tevin Scott with the effort. Marshall trying to keep the play going along. They did play Arnett Gods last week at the Fernita Park. And a member of the Arnett coaching staff said that Portmore United, they looked dangerous, and they would have been more dangerous if the field was better. And that's their home venue at Fernita Park. And I'm wondering if they'll have issues here at Jamaica College, because there's been a lot of talk about the field here not being 100%.
No, 100% is not even close to that. I think one, the field could have done with definitely a cut, and I think probably a proper mowing system needs to have been bought here at Jamaica College or by the Premier League, but certainly way too high. And then a lot of weeds taking over the Bema grass. Yeah, certainly a foul on the play there.
Yeah, not manicured well, is it?
Yeah, a lot of clumps. You can't really pick it up on the camera here, but what that's going to create is, as you said, uncertainty in terms of the bounce, which is what we want to move away from. It's just because the care hasn't been taken. So that wild grass, when it has come in, has taken over the field.
Yep. We certainly want the field to be in tip-top shape, just so that we see better football in the Jamaica Premier League. As Walker playing it inside to Marshall. Marshall trying something inventive there, but too much on it, and Tevin Scott couldn't be bothered. It was way in front of him. But yeah, Portmore United, they've been struggling recently. They've picked up just 4 points in their last 7 outings, and they have scored just 5 goals in the process. There's Linval Dixon, head coach of Vere United.
After having 2 nice wins, Vere United suffering that 1-0 defeat at Cavalier, and Linval Dixon did say that he thought they were a little bit too reactive. And it wasn't until Cavalier got the goal that they really looked.
Oh, that's not handled well. Seagull Knight. Walker. Back to Rousseau.
Rousseau was a goal scorer in their last match in that 2-1 loss. It came from the penalty spot. Emilia Rousseau.
Yeah, he's been absolutely fantastic this season, hasn't he?
Scored
Emilia
some good
Rousseau.
goals, yeah.
3 of Portmore United's last 5 goals actually have been scored by Emilia Rousseau.
And he has 5 overall.
Philip Williams, of course, the man in charge of this Portmore United unit. Ball played inside, and that's headed wide of the mark, well wide of the mark. Goal kick to Vere.
Stephen Young getting in there. That was a nice delivery by Emilia Rousseau. Very talented left foot. The Portmore number 6. Telling ball into the box. Spoke about the fact at the beginning of the season that we wanted to see a lot more of him going forward. Those overlapping runs, those electric shots with the left foot from 20 yards out, and he certainly answered the call.
Yep.
As I said, he scored
It's been
some
his
nice goals.
It's been his most fruitful season.
Yeah.
Emilia Rousseau.
Albeit a couple have been from the penalty spot, but nevertheless we've seen a lot more attacking play from him.
Maybe the best deliverer of the football out wide in Jamaica, in fact, Emilia Rousseau.
Another left footer. Might have something to say about that in Ajuma Johnson.
True. Knight getting Austin involved. And Stephen Young. Got Wayne Austin, runs away from trouble. Trying to thread that one through to Scott. And it's another corner kick to Portmore United. Here's the corner kick at the back post or over the head. Was that Young Vere was trying to get over it.
It was Young again. He had the header on the previous delivery. This one just getting too much under it. And he misjudged the flight of the ball. Young should have done better. He actually should have sat where he was initially, Young. And misjudged the breeze, I think, as well, which was carrying the ball. Pretty good in the air, Stephen Young. A man originally from the parish of Trelawney. Was under the reins of Dwight Jeremiah for a while. Last season, I remember them experimenting with him all over the defence line. He played at left back some of the times. He played in left centre back. But I certainly think when he plays on the right-hand side of the field, he does a lot better, and it has proven so. He's now a regular member of the starting lineup for Portmore. Young.
Here's Lamar Walker looking for an extra yard of space. Didn't quite work out for him. Involved in a battle to try and retrieve and committed the foul there. Free kick to Vere United.
Brian coming deep to collect, and that's another thing from Vere. Their attacking players, especially their forward players, forced to come very deep, even below the half line, because they have not been able to control the middle of the park. We saw that in the last game as well.
Walker sends this one inside the area and having some problems clearing it, and the flag is up for offside in the end there. Free kick for Vere. The last two times these teams actually met ended in goalless affairs, not just the last time, but their last game of the previous season as well. Chris Taylor still taking note of the surface here at the Ashenheim Stadium. And you have to wonder with the likes of Lamar Walker and Alex Marshall, who did ply their trade in North America. Marshall, of course, in the Canadian Premier League, was there for 3 years. Just scored a couple of goals during his time.
But the surfaces would have been sublime compared to what they'll be forced to play on now, unfortunately. He was in Florida for quite some time, was Lamar Walker. For those who can't remember, Alex Marshall was one of the major standouts some years ago for St. George's College. Lamar Walker for Clarendon College.
Here's Rousseau. He was also a standout for St. George's College. Trying to remember if it was around the same time as Alex Marshall. Probably he was a little bit before Emilio Rousseau. Roughly the same time.
Yeah, no, Marshall would have been there before.
Before, right.
Yeah. Rousseau came along just that. In fact, Emilio Rousseau is the same time as Lamar Walker. When Lamar Walker was at Clarendon College. They would have been in that same under 20 setup.
Right. Yeah, he's not that old. Alex Marshall is actually quite older.
A couple of years.
But no, it's his responsibility to allow the former schoolboy football standouts to play together for Portmore United in the Premier League. But on paper, it just looks like a stellar squad, Portmore United.
Do you remember that this is a joint second best defensive unit in the Premier League, Vere United?
Well, they have to do some defending now.
That's what they do.
There's a ball played inside and easily handled there.
Just 9 goals conceded in the Premier League, Vere United, even though they sit in 12th position out of 14. only Mount Pleasant, who are at the top of the table, have a better goal difference than them with, well, a better
Ball played inside
defensive
the
record.
area, and not a bad first touch, but Woodall Boston was in the way to gather. That's clearly offside, but he allows that one to go behind for a goal kick to Portmore United.
7 is what Mount Pleasant have conceded.
What's interesting that Vere and Portmore have drawn the most games this season. Vere has drawn 8, one less than Portmore United.
Yeah.
So expect a close encounter. That's what we're saying.
Or expect a draw.
to put it bluntly. And maybe without goals, as was the case the last 2 times they did meet.
Vere just 4 goals scored for the entire season. It's amazing. Portmore, they have managed a dozen. And based on their starting lineup, they would look more likely to add to that with the flavour that they have. Likes of Satchwell, Walker and Marshall up front with the ex-Harbourview man in Tevin Scott.
Who may have scored the goal of the season, definitely a contender earlier this season.
His only goal
this season. He only scored spectacular goals, Tevin Scott. Or in this case, spectacular goal.
They do have back the services, as you see. Well, this is a Vere United bench. And, yeah. Seeing the likes there of Ricardo Dennis on the bench as well. He'll sure at some point get an opportunity. Scored already this season. Came on last week in the match against Cavalier. And the team did look different when he came on. Ricardo Dennis with his energy. And lots of skill on the ball as well. But just hasn't done it consistently. And I think that's why he's lost his starting place.
Yeah, I was just about to make that point. He has been an impact player in the past, of course, as we see Marshall needing some attention here. And quickly, too.
Head collision, is it?
But he does have a proper head of here, but even that couldn't stop the effect.
Was that Brian who was in the challenge?
Yeah.
A yellow card has been produced by Dorian Tummins as well. Still waiting to see who will receive it. And yeah, it actually is not.
Is Brian
Brian,
who got it?
but it's Notice.
Shaquille Notice.
Yeah, Shaquille Notice. Picking up that one.
Now he's been put on notice for the rest of the game. Shaquille getting a yellow card this early. May have his hands full this afternoon. Notice Brown and Dyer in the middle of the park for Vere United.
Part of the reasons as well why Portmore United had to strengthen their team. There is Clovis de la Vera and his assistant. They play next, of course, the Chapelton Maroons. Getting his first win last week, Clovis de la Vera against Tivoli Gardens.
Indeed.
2-0 win. Aaron Elliott with a double off the bench.
Will be interesting to see that starting lineup because I don't think Aaron Elliott can play against his parent club in that matchup a little bit later on unless some funds are sent across.
Yeah.
So yeah, buoyed by that result, they may be without Elliott for the next game.
Well, Elliott did come off the bench, and I can tell you, Rudolph Speed did say in the post-match interview, the first thing he said was, well, we could have done with those goals from Elliott.
But Cavalier has backup after backup. Marshall appears to be okay. Let's see it again.
Of course, in case you're wondering, the Cavalier did have the second match that day. They were at the same venue yet again. First match was the Maroons versus Tivoli Gardens. And Rudolph, we got to watch all of that. Of course, when Elliott does play for Cavalier, he plays in the midfield, a much deeper role. But it says he rather playing striker, and that's the opportunity he got at Chapelton.
Another head collision. Dustin Cohen will require some attention. Not as bad as the previous one we saw.
We hope, yeah. Just a nick. He does have less hair coverage though.
He does. And we are talking about Emilio Rousseau.
I thought we were talking about Cohen in terms of receiving the blow versus Alex Marshall.
Well, you have to
Who
look
had
at
more cushion.
Yeah, well, true. You also have to look at who's giving it as well.
Cohen is up.
Yep, walking in a straight line, so that looks promising.
Fresh off of under 17 duties in Guatemala. The Reggae boys, unfortunately for them, failing to make it through to the World Cup.
Did score some spectacular goals though. Both played inside the boxes. Portmore United trying to clear. Scott in the thick of things, and there's a whistle on the plates. It's gone in favor of Vere United here. The free kicker has been awarded to the Clarendon team, and it's in a relatively dangerous spot here. Yeah, it was just a push from Lamar Walker. Now, who's behind this for Vere United? Here's a kick straight into the hands of Davy Payton.
Bryan with the kick. But yeah, straight to the keeper, Romario Bryan.
So, a little bit too eager on that occasion. Coach, head coach of the Reggae Boys, Coach Hagrimson, was speaking about the state of the fields in Jamaica, and he was really harsh about the fields being average.
Well, I think what he's trying to say as well is, if you want me to get results and so on as well, that's a foundation. You know, you need to get that up to scratch. And there's been a lot of praise for the surface at Arnett Gardens at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. What I can't understand is, if you have persons there who have that expertise or that ability to produce that kind of surface, why have you not taken on their services to replicate that in other areas? They're taking mighty long to do something like that. That would be a simpler process.
It's probably a little bit complicated because these venues are private entities, and maybe they don't want certain things to, or certain situations to infringe on another situation, so to speak. Portmore United with the majority of the possession.
It's about the national infrastructure. You're looking to get it better. How better to get it better? By using the expertise that has successfully produced a surface. As I say, a lot of the surfaces you see look good on TV because you're not looking close up, but when you actually see how the ball moves along it, you realize it's a struggle. You look at the actual surface, you see a lot of inconsistent grass.
Well, we are coming from a long way, aren't we, where it was just dirt and stone.
That's not an excuse.
True. But a bad surface is a bad surface.
Or maybe you're saying, yeah, and what we're probably also trying to say is that it can't take so long. It shouldn't take so long. So yes, there have been improvements in terms of what we've had, especially at the high school level. But you can't wait 20 years to get the surfaces right. And this surface here at Jamaica College is new. What, 4 years, 5 years now?
But it has always been
I
a
think it's
problem.
both
It's always been an issue.
No, but that's the point, Donald. 4 years ago, you built a brand new stadium here. Why build a subpar field? You should have put all the research necessary into getting this field to a state-of-the-art level.
Here's
anyhow.
Emilio Rousseau swinging that one inside. That's a good ball, you know, looking for Tevin Scott, who committed the foul there in his effort to be overpowering.
I should have said it was a state-of-the-art cross.
It was close
It was.
enough. It really was.
Good defending.
Yeah, putting his body in the way there.
No small frame is Tevin Scott attacking it, but that was well defended.
Some of the best football that we saw a couple of seasons ago during the pandemic, ironically enough, came from the Captain Horsborough Center of Excellence. Behind closed doors, of course, back then.
On the AstroTurf. And
the only complaint was the heat, right?
No, the
From
surface,
the surface
as well was not ideal for pegs, for proper football boots. Actually, it suits the wearing of turfs, which it took a long time for the players to adjust to that. Some players eventually started wearing it, and I thought that's why we saw a lot of injuries, a lot of muscle injuries, especially with the goalkeepers. So I don't think that was perfect either, but yeah.
Better.
Well, the ball moved very well across it.
Vere, they get it back. It's an opportunity. They try to capitalize on two waiting inside the box. He's cleared in an offside position, but Peyton collecting it easily.
Peyton just 17 years of age, Donald. Another one of those Heidel generated players.
Yes.
We spoke, or I shouldn't say players, keepers.
Yeah.
You know, I've spoken about Nicholas Clark from the 2014 times and
Shaquan Davis as well.
Davis, who is at Mount Pleasant. Two outstanding keepers at schoolboy level. Coming out of Heidel. For Peyton to make it into the starting lineup, just 17 years of age, Philip Williams must think very highly of him.
There he is.
Yeah. Regular keeper Benjamin Williams has been out with injury, a groin injury.
But he's still on the bench though, so
he's on the bench.
needed,
he's recovering.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Former Clarendon College custodian is Williams. They produced quite a few quality keepers as well at Clarendon College, to be fair.
Bernardo Constant was a regular second string goalkeeper behind Williams, but the Haitian has had to go back. So in fact, that's why they have had a lot of changes in the Portmore team. 3 Haitians they had: St. John, Charleston, as well as Bernardo Constant. And because of the domestic issues in Haiti, they have had to return home. So unfortunately, the Portmore squad cut by 3 because of that. So yeah, we wish them all the best, of course. I mean,
yeah, the situation in Haiti is obviously not a good one at all.
And I'm not sure if they're actually in Haiti or maybe across the border at in the Dominican Republic because of how bad things are. But and speaking to Philip Williams, I mean, obviously he was, you know, expressing that the concentration from the players just not there because obviously very uncertain with things at home with their families, etc. And we certainly wish them all the best. Kenny Charleston, who was, you know, their main forward last season, did score, I think, some 3 to 4 goals. St. Jean, and of course Bernardo Constant, who had actually come into the starting lineup when Williams got injured.
Yeah.
So he was the last of the Haitians to play.
Yeah, that was a couple of match weeks ago, several match weeks ago, in fact.
Sandina St. Jean, the other one. midfielder. He had actually got some starting time as well. He was in the starting lineup for a couple of games. Bustling player, very aggressive in his manner. Did pick up an assist as well, did Saint-Jean.
Nice first touch from Walker. Sends it out wide. Satchwell giving chase. It's a chance here for Portmore United. Satchwell cuts it across, and it wasn't the best cross at all. Walker had kept up with him, but we expect better from the youngster there, and in fact, almost half expected him to go for the glory as well. We know that he has a cultured right foot as well.
Well, he is two-footed, Shakwan Satchwell, but I'm surprised that he opted for that pass. I don't think Walker would have ever have gotten it anyhow because the tracking was that good. I think that was a situation he probably should have been selfish, Satchwell, and looked to finish himself.
Rousseau with the corner kick at the back post could guide the goal, where it's Stephen Young getting another opportunity inside the box for Portmore United.
You'll have to say he's getting closer.
No, I'll just say he's getting another.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that was closer.
Well, that was a better connection. Missed the last one, and the first one went very high and wide.
Well, I guess technically he's getting closer then.
But another good delivery from Rousseau. Very hard, the surface here as well. You can see when the ball bounces how high it goes. Was almost always riding above the thigh, which makes it a very uncomfortable area to control the ball.
Free kick to Vere. Brown behind this. Well, they've sent several players lined up on the edge of the box. Vere United, I count around 7 of them. Need a good delivery inside. Wasn't a bad one. Rudolph Austin was in the way. Walker touches it out to Scott. He's by himself at the moment, Scott. And the foul was committed. They try to take it quickly. And they do recover. This is Walker. Walker trying to switch the play. And Marshall will get there. Marshall has already scored a spectacular goal, you know, against Montgomery United in Mobe. Another whistle on the play. It's been a very physical encounter so far between these two. Cavalier team in the stands looking on at the action. They are going to be coming up next, doing battle with one Chapelton Maroons. Rudolph Austin with the booming clearance. Satchwell trying to gain control for his team. Brown was trying to thread that one through. He'll try again. Sends it out wide. Cohen, or Smith rather. Scott just holding it up. Now that's Okilo Howard in the right back position for Portmore United. It's another whistle on the play. Surely we're not going to see another drawn result between these two.
And Philip Williams was quite upset with the work of Akila Howard, just thinking he's dribbling out a bit too much in that right back position. So his question to him is, are we going to pass the ball or are we going to just dribble?
Dyer. Dyer's effort, high and wide. Also don't see a lot of ball boys around today. Walker trying to get out of traffic. Looking to get on the end of this, but he's still working hard. Roger Williams hasn't had a lot of work to do this afternoon. He's usually quite busy.
Yeah. I think he was happy with the quality of defending on that occasion, so had something to say in the long throw. That's definitely a tactic for Vere. Quick release generally by Roger Williams to maybe one of two players in advanced positions. The problem for him is that even when they do collect it or that second ball, they are very absent in the middle of the park.
Lovely turn by Alex Marshall, finding Walker in the process. Back to Marshall. Marshall already surrounded by a couple of Vere United players. They close him down so quickly because they know what will happen if they give him too much space. Portmore United would definitely want him closer as well as Walker, but right now they're collecting the ball so deep. This is now Shaquan Satchwell. Satchwell earns his team the corner. Kemore Phillips was with him all the time. Russell wants to take this quickly. There it comes. And too much on that one for Rudolph Fosted. Here's an opportunity for Portmore United now. That it's gone out for a goal kick. As we said, both teams drawing the most matches in the Jamaica Premier League. The question has to be asked, which team will be braver this afternoon in going for maximum points? Surely in the thinking of Portmore United, they are saying Vere has to be one of those teams to get maximum points from in this round.
I'm not sure how many teams might have said that though. Considering they've had, what, 8 draws out of 15, yeah. And as you said, the second best defensive record. So a lot of teams come here, especially in recent weeks where Vere have gained 2 wins as well. So they've started to get results. I think a lot of teams come.
Oh, here's an opportunity inside the box, surely to finish. Oh, it's deflected wide. They're appealing for a handball. What an opportunity that was for Javier Brown inside the area. And they are not going to get the penalty.
Corner given. Well, was this an outstretched arm there? First touch wasn't bad by Brown. I can't say he put himself in the best position with the shot, but it certainly looked like it was on target.
Well, Phillips hoping to be on target with this cross. And a miss kick there. And Scott heads it out. And Howard was trying to send it further upfield to his striker, Satchwell. Now here's Walker. Myers making a run on the right-hand side. And he's found by Knight. Back to Siegel Knight. Knight trying to switch the play. Looking for Rousseau. And the defensive header away. Knight again goes long. And no problems there for the tall Roger Williams. Knight. Rousseau looking for Scott. Scott being a nuisance there, using his body in the process, and he was coming from an offside position apparently. Vere United. Again, finding it difficult to get out of their own half at the moment. Myers, Knight, Rousseau, Satchwell now. Shaquan Satchwell with a dink all the way across to Lamar Walker. And there was a deflection on it.
I don't think
No?
so. No. It was a flick pass by Lamar Walker.
Looking for Okilo Howard.
This was a penalty shout now. Brown here with a touch.
Oh, his hand was tucked in. His hand was... Oh!
Well,
Never
well,
mind.
well. That is a handball by Rudolph
and it was going goalwards.
Well, certainly got away with one there.
It would have been difficult for the referee to spot it.
Based on
where he was.
Yeah.
He would have had to be bailed out by his assistant referee.
Who was in a perfect position, or should have been, because it would have been facing him.
Yeah, but probably the referee thought it came off his chest.
The referee, but what about the assistant?
The assistant referee probably thought that. Ball over the top again.
But he thought
Kept
wrong.
it placed by Satchwell. Satchwell on his right. Again, trying to find a teammate. And Rousseau's effort is banged wide of the mark, although there was a deflection on it.
Well, that's certainly unfortunate for Vere. And that should have definitely have been a penalty. Actually looked like there was a handball after that as well from the corner. But yeah, that shot from Brown, here it is from Brown.
So
oh yeah, that's a definite handball. And you can actually see where Austin puts out his hand.
But he held his chest.
Experience there from Austin. That ball didn't hit him on his chest.
No.
It hit him blatantly on his arm. But
ball sent inside the area once again as Portmore United looking to get the advantage in this one.
He's the oldest player on the field for a reason at 37 years of age.
Walker has lost it.
Experience.
And there's a whistle on the play. Vere United will try to continue quickly.
You'd have to say he conned the officials well, did Austin. He got away with that one. It should have been a penalty.
And that's what I was saying about where the assistant referee was positioned. There's no way he could have picked up that it would have hit his hand, I don't think.
Why?
Because he was looking directly across to Austin. And as soon as Austin would have put his hand on his stomach, it would have sold the point. Scott on it, looking for assistance. Gets it from Myers. Myers across the face of goal. Satchwell keep it alive. This is Shaquan Satchwell. Walker, Knight, Howard. That was a tame ball inside now, was it? It was. Vere United will do well to get out of their own half. They've lost it again. Walker couldn't quite get it under his spell, and it's banged into touch. We have what, 3 minutes to go in the first half. Plus any little time added for stoppages. Austin with the header away. Walker kept it alive. And too much on that one from Myers, who's come into a more central role now for Portmore United. And Satchwell needs some attention from off the bench. Satchwell had 14 goals and 9 assists in the schoolboy football season for St. Andrew Technical. We're still arguing about that handball, aren't we?
Well, there's Melvin Reed, and he's having a talk with Brown. FIFA assistant referee is Melvin Reed, very experienced, but it's unfortunate to say he missed that one. Here it is. Yeah, and
No,
the hand away from the body as well done, which is what, if you look at how,
hold on, you're seeing it from the perfect angle. I am saying that he's directly in line with Austin. He couldn't have seen the handball. That's all I'm saying.
He's directly in line with Austin?
Because if he's doing his job, he's following the last line of defense.
Yeah, but the arm from Austin when he turns is away from the body.
And you only see it from that angle, not from the assistant referee's angle.
No,
that's the point I'm making.
If you're facing me, is it easier or harder to see an arm away from the body? It's easier, not harder. If you have turned side on now, it's harder to see.
Yes, but from the assistant referee's angle, he's just seeing a hand extended in front and not away. And that's the point I'm making. He wouldn't have seen it. And would have Austin sold the point by holding his stomach afterwards.
I think he missed it. But anyhow.
I like giving the referees the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, well, I don't know if there's any benefit of the doubt to give there. It's definitely
on the replay it's clear.
Handball.
On the replay it's clear. You're right.
And let me tell you, it wasn't an inadvertent hand either. You could see Austin put his hand out to stop the ball because he realized that it was probably heading on target.
Actually, it's easily a yellow card offense.
No, it would have been a yellow card offense for sure.
Vere unlucky.
Yeah.
We're hearing that 3 minutes of stoppages will be played.
That chance, by the way, certainly coming totally against the run of play.
Oh, yeah, indeed.
They had nothing going in the entire half, and Portmore have been the one knocking on the 18-yard area.
Knight going long. Oh, what a takedown that was from Walker. And then trying to turn on the style by going to the byline.
23 years of age now, Lamar Walker.
Alex Marshall had the number 10 on his return, but happily gave it to Lamar Walker when he came into the fray, and now Marshall wears number 11.
Which is what he wore in high school.
Rousseau's delivery inside, and it goes in. Well, Roger Williams wasn't quick enough to keep that one out. And I think it was Satchwell, or maybe it was Myers, with that final touch / deflection.
It's disappointing from Roger Williams, though. Kept so well last week. Lovely delivery. Was it?
Oh, it came off a defender.
It came off the defender, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
It was a flick on. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, a weak hand by Williams there. Yeah, he's disappointed. Came off the shoulder of Strawn.
Yep.
The shoulder of Strawn. So it will go down as an own goal. How disappointing is that from a Vere perspective? Just the 10th goal they've conceded this season, Vere United. And the first goal we've seen in this fixture for 3 matches.
may have been Cummings, with the deflection, but
And not
we're
strong.
yeah. I'm going to double check that. But yeah. As we take a look at it again, yeah, it is Cummings
Yeah,
actually.
the captain.
I think he was in between minds as to whether he should take evasive action or try and get his body in the way. Ended up doing neither, came off his shoulder. But for Jay Williams, I think he was also disappointed with himself as well as frustrated with the fact that he was a bit unlucky there and his team was a little bit unlucky there. But Portmore United, they'll take it anyway they come.
That penalty appeal now even more relevant. Jermaine Douglas beside Linval Dixon. Jermaine, the assistant coach, carried Central High to the final of the Da Costa Cup in schoolboy football this season. Central High as well in the parish of Clarendon. Literally.
That's the end of the half. And it has been pedestrian, although we've seen a couple of chances. Roger Williams wasn't asked to do much, but when he was asked, he just couldn't get in the way of a deflected effort from Shaquan Satchwell. Came off his captain, Fitzroy Cummings. It's going to be an own goal for him, and he contemplates in the middle of the park as well as the rest of the Vere United team. But after 45 minutes, Portmore United with the advantage against Vere United, 1-0 at the break.
Welcome back to the Ashenine Stadium on the grounds of Jamaica College, Kingston, Jamaica. It's the Jamaica Premier League powered by Digicel. And after 45 minutes, Portmore United, the 7-time champions, lead Vere United by 1-0. Let's have a look at the first half highlights. Dorian Tummins in charge of this one, and Portmore United in their full blue on the front foot right away. Stephen Young should have done better. He was busy in the area, you know, Stephen Young, from an attacking perspective. A rear free kick for Vere United, taken by Romario Bryan, but straight to the goalkeeper. And then another chance. Stephen Young yet again getting closer, but still far away. Good delivery by Emilia Rousseau, and the header from the Portmore number 4 wide of the mark. Vere United, they would have a strong call for a penalty, which should have been given. Javier Brown back into the starting lineup from injury, and that was heading on target. Rudolph Austin handling the ball, and yet played it off well, pointing to the stomach, and the referees bought it. Then this, an own goal against the captain, Fitzroy Cummins. Another great delivery by Emilia Rousseau, and off the shoulder of Cummins, beating goalkeeper Roger Williams, who should have had a stronger right hand there. Disappointing for the main man between the sticks for Vere United, and that would be the advantage Portmore would go into the break with. 1-0 after 45 minutes, just the one on target from Portmore. Well, I guess it wasn't really from Portmore in the end. 2 on target from 5 attempts from Vere United. 8 fouls and the 1 yellow card shown by Dorian Tummins so far. 3 offsides, Portmore. They have had majority of the corners off the boot of Emilia Rousseau. And yeah, well, the young goalkeeper, Devoy Payton, has made 2 saves as well between the sticks for Portmore United. Majority of the possession for Vere United, but nothing on the score sheet yet again for the Clarendon-based team. After 45 minutes, Portmore United 1, Vere United 0. We go to a break. When we come back, second half action.
So a little bit later on today, Cavalier will be in action. They'll be doing battle with Tabitha Maroons. You can watch that one on Sportsmax 2 beginning 5:30 p.m. Jamaica time, 6:30 p.m. in the Eastern Caribbean. Tomorrow, we have two really good matches to look forward to. Harbour View against Dunby Holden at 5 p.m. Jamaica time, 6 p.m. in ECT. Well, that's hope at any rate. And then Monday Night Football in Classico itself, Arnett Gardens against Waterhouse. Live from the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex, beginning 7:30 p.m. Jamaica time, 8:30 p.m. ECT. You can watch that on Sportsmax 2 as well. Back here at Jamaica College, the Ashenheim Stadium, it's 1-0 to Portmore United over Vere United. As we look ahead to the second 45 minutes here, Portmore United going ahead courtesy of an own goal, a deflection of Fitzroy Cummings. And the second half now on the way here. Chris Taylor is still with me and didn't have a lot to analyze in that first half. Hoping that it gets better, at least from his point of view in the second half, right?
For sure. No surprise that it's been such a stalemate so far. As you said, 2-0 draw was the last time they met, and an own goal to bring the difference in this one thus far. But yeah, Portmore have so much attacking personalities up front, just haven't really been able to get it going. They have been around the 18-yard area for the majority of the first 45 minutes though. And only one real occasion you can remember of Vere United getting forward, which was that moment they should have been awarded a penalty. Apart from that, nothing.
There's Cummings on the ball. Goal credited to him.
Or against him.
Well, it's right beside his name.
Well, not to him.
Portmore United, can they get more in this fixture?
Well, they won't mind if they're just in the fixture as it is, because they're leading. But yeah, I think from a Vere perspective, they must be, as I said, it would have been difficult with them missing Lamar Neal, who we thought would have been a real good partner for Javier Brown, and he's the scorer of their last two goals, Vere United, in those two 1-0 victories. They haven't been able to control the middle of the park at all. Nothing going for them there. It's been long balls or nothing at all.
Oh, Alex Marshall. Couldn't find Satchel though.
Has been some criticism, as we saw Shaquan Satchwell there, one of the standout players of the schoolboy season this year, looking to make some inroads in the Premiership, but been some criticism of the systems of some of these Premier League teams as we get back to that.
Here's Walker, sends it out wide. Howard. Well, there's no one there to collect that pass. There was an infringement on the play between Howard and Jones.
And it is something we should talk about as well, Donna. The fact that a lot of these Premier League clubs struggling financially, probably the need for more private sponsorship in some of these clubs, because a lot of the youngsters that come out of strong schoolboy systems that are well supported, Stats being one of them as well, where Shaquan Satchwell would have been, have programs set up where these youngsters get 3 square meals a day, their supplements, vitamins that they receive, which enhances performance and so on. And that is just not replicated in a lot of these Premier League systems, which is, you know, very surprising. A lot of persons, I mean, we think that it's a given that at the higher level here, which is a professional setup, as we see that crunching challenge there from Stephen Young, that it would be a part of it, but that is where the Premier League, I think, is struggling quite a bit, which is why these schoolboy youngsters, when they come forward, they almost seem like they plateau many a time, or they don't carry the same level of performance over a short period. And it's really left up to them, and the argument is that these are professionals, they are paid, but what are they paid? How much are they paid?
Nothing to maintain proper nutrition,
exactly,
I can tell you that.
Exactly. And so some of these players come in here at the Premier League level. The clubs are not even certain if these persons have eaten properly, have been well hydrated.
Oh, Tevin Scott does well. And the challenge coming in, he was expecting a call going in his favor. But nothing doing on that occasion.
Well, no flag from the assistant either.
I mean,
that looks like a foul there. That's got to be a foul. He didn't play the ball. There was a tug from Cummins. Was it Cummins or Lumpkin? I think it was Lumpkin.
It was more of a tussle, wasn't it? I figured it was just a tussle.
Well, the ball was with Scott, though. The ball was with Scott. Lumpkin is on the other side, tugging at the shirt, and then the slide tackle, and he doesn't make contact with the ball. I think he's seen a small funny side of it. He knows what he's done, Lumpkin. That's got to be a foul.
Just like it should have been a penalty at the other end, or at the same end.
Same end, other
in
half.
The first half.
Well, this end seems to have a blind spot.
Several blind spots, actually. And I could make a similar argument, you know, that maybe
the assistant was blindsided
by Tevin Scott. Yes, who was closer to him.
I think on this occasion, though, Dorian Tommins has got to make that call. I don't think that, based on where the play was, that he should have been looking to the assistant.
True.
It was not towards the assistant side of things.
Right.
First, it's a handball. I can understand him looking to the assistant for help. But Dorian Tommins has got to be in the position to make that call.
Nice touch inside to Walker from Myers, and Walker couldn't do a lot with that one. But yeah, I agree with you for once.
Unusual feat.
So congratulations, Chris. Nice takedown from Alex Marshall. Oh, he's just a beautiful player to watch. And he's striding forward, looking for the options. Sends it out wide. It's with Satchwell. Oh, trying to beat his marker and couldn't. And here's an effort. Oh, that goes wide. Emilio Rousseau was so close to his 6th goal there. And it had some power. And I'm not sure if Roger Williams saw that one all the way.
That was a nice strike. Flat-footed was Roger Williams. Not sure he expected it from Rousseau. But lots of power behind that talented left foot there, Rousseau. Just wide of the far upright.
In no time, those bikes will become illegal in Jamaica.
Can't wait.
Myers. Keita Howard thinking this time about this throw. Fortified in the back there. Strawn coming across. Howard to throw long. Myers. Corner kick now for Portmore United. Portmore United's last win in the Jamaica Premier League came at the beginning of the year, January 2 to be precise. It was a 1-0 victory over Harbour View. And they have a corner kick. Rousseau sends it inside. And it's headed away, throw into Portmore United.
Yeah, we had spoken about that. 7 match weeks without a win. Portmore United. And goal scoring a big issue.
Long throw inside the area. It's Myers over the top. Busy player, the solution.
We have another St. Lucian on the bench who's been struggling to stay fit, Jevick McFarlane, but it's been his best season in terms of productivity. 3 goals already, and I don't think he's played more than 5 games, Jevick McFarlane. He's had an ankle injury that keeps on popping up.
Ball over the top for Vere United. And I think there's too much on that one.
So I think he's been used more of as an impact player now because he can't manage the 90 minutes. In fact, there he is about to get one more, is he?
He just took a walk, Chris. Benjamin Williams right beside him also on the injury list.
I'm sure we'll see McFarlane at some point, though. If he's on the bench, he will be that kind of player you'd like to bring off.
Really busy player.
Yeah.
McFarlane
was criticised heavily the last couple of seasons for his finishing or his wastefulness, but he's obviously improved that.
Well, here's Vere trying to turn at the top of the box. Stephen Young in trouble. Can't believe the call went against him there. It's a free kick to Vere in an ominous spot here.
Well, that was certainly a foul on Walker here. That's a foul. And that was the preceding play.
He did make a meal of it, though.
That's a foul. That's a tug and a pull. Certainly would have caused him to lose his balance. So that should have been given. And now this.
Well, chance here for Vere United. But Mario Bryan is behind this one. Javier Brown is also close by. The wall being constructed by Portmore United. They have 5 players in it. Only one man behind this, and that's Mario Bryan. Not yet on the score sheet for Vere. Can he be on it now?
Not even hitting the target, Brian. Totally miscued it. And not a good finish at all. Not what Vere United needed. Probably lucky on this occasion to get the free kick in the first place. This certainly was a foul, but there should have been a whistle on the play slightly before that. And yeah.
It was wild, wasn't it? Phillips, nice touch inside. Oh, that was Brown rather. Myers to Walker. Now Satchwell. Marshall making a run in the attacking third. He'll get there. Oh, was he tripped?
Well, goal kick given. Well. He looks to the assistant again. Why would you be looking to the assistant who is on the total opposite side of where you are? The assistant is on the far side. He could only be guessing. Here's a play again. Satchwell outside of the right boot to Marshall. It's inside the box. Well, he certainly doesn't play the ball, does he? And I'm afraid Dorian Tummins has missed another one there. Took the legs of Marshall. I wouldn't say it was a
clear cut.
No, I wouldn't say it was an aggressive challenge, but it doesn't have to be a foul in the box. And obviously when a player moves away from you like that, it's going to be just a little tickle sometimes that brings them down.
Well, the referee wanted to see more than a tickle. Portmore with most of the possession at 56%. Yeah, Marshall will consider himself unlucky on that occasion. Scott had no one really to aim for inside the area. But yeah, what a chance that was. Alex Marshall making a run inside the box. It was a good find from Satchwell.
Yeah, he actually moved outside the box, and you can actually see when he made the first nibble and didn't bring him down, he actually then extended the foot to hook him.
To make sure.
It's a certain foul. It's a certain foul. He ensured that Marshall couldn't get any further.
And it was definitely in the box.
It was definitely in the box. I mean, Marshall didn't make a big deal out of it in the end. But I think they have realized that there have been a few missed this afternoon. And they themselves, Portmore, have benefited big time from one of them.
From the first major incident in the game, in fact. There's the corner kick, flicked inside. Kajay Smith will try again. And that was offside. Smith was coming from an offside position, apparently.
He has two FIFA assistants with him. Does Dorian Tummins, both Melvin Reed and Princess Brown-Muir. Been around a long time. But unfortunately, some of those calls you just have to make as a central referee.
So, Kajay Smith with his last contribution there being the corner and the offside. Fakibi Ferguson is now on the park.
Yeah, Kajay Smith makes his way off. In that right wing area.
Johnny Burton on for Dwayne Dye, who's also had a quiet game. Ball played inside and header from Scott. No issues there. Vere's record against Portmore United is a poor one. They've won just 2 games in 10 matches against them. Although the last couple of times before this one, goalless affairs, but still.
Yeah, they've been getting closer, Vere United.
They have.
2 matches last year. Granted, they did lose the other one, but it was by 2 goals to 1. But you think about in previous years, they have even a 5-0 loss. And in fact, quite a few encounters where they didn't even get a goal, Vere United. So I guess you'd be saying they're getting closer, but
Walker eventually finds the turf after trying to keep his balance for so long. And Walker was just wondering why the call took so long.
Well, he's looking in amazement, Walker. Look at that. Why is that not a free kick? Or is it? Oh, it's finally given.
Yes, it is. It was given.
I thought at first he pointed to the corner flag. Yeah.
Vere United, they have to do some defending. But presently they have played some 333 minutes without a Premier League goal. Vere United. But they don't want to concede now. Not again anyway. Rousseau with the delivery. That's a good one, but Roger Williams is right there and was always in a comfortable position. Vere. Ball played inside. That's a chance, you know. David Payton has been in the action for a while between the sticks for Portmore. Well, the ball did cross the line apparently.
What is happening in this game? No foul called against Roger Williams. There was a clear tug on Williams by the sideline. The players actually paused because they thought the whistle was going to go, and there was none from Dorian Tummins. He then looked to his assistant, who is at the opposite end of the field in Princess Brownmere.
And it also crossed the line.
The ball also went out of play. Well, that's why he would have looked to Princess to see if the ball went out of play. She didn't flag, so she has missed that as well. Well, I'm not sure what is going on in this game from an officiating perspective. But even before it went out of play, it was a clear pull on the keeper, Roger Williams. Well, luckily for Vere, it didn't end up in the back of the net.
Sometimes it's difficult to be sharp in a game like this.
Because that couldn't have been reversed. There's no VAR to help that, to show that the ball had gone out of play, so it would have stood.
Yeah, it would have.
Small mercies.
Indeed.
That's out of play as well.
You think? Expected another call there, Chris Taylor?
Whistle again. Oh, that's a step into the ankle. That one should have been a pretty straightforward. The players at this point just are getting on with the game. I don't think they're arguing much. They're not saying much. They're just saying, well,
Well, here's another opportunity there. A shot was charged down, and Alex Marshall picks it up and tries to go forward and play the ball out wide. It's Walker. The keeper is off his line. Walker will get there. Last touch off Walker, no, off the keeper. Throw into Portmore United. Walker kept it alive. Well, came off the Vere player. Now it goes the other way. Vere United trying to get forward. That was a poor pass. Steel Knight was in the way, having read it. Scott. Nicely done. Howard. Myers. Marshall.
He will get there, you know.
Satchwell giving chase.
Yeah, he will get there. Oh, good
Well,
try.
he got there. Couldn't keep it in, though.
Yeah. Seems like he's hurt himself on the track. Good save here, the back heel, but just the momentum of the ball allowing it to continue, and then as he twists his ankle on the edge.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah, right on the edge.
Yeah. He's up though. They would have picked up a burn as well on the track.
Yeah, that's not nice.
No, it isn't. Good time for the water break. That's Lamar Neal looking on there. Picking up an injury in training this week. The Vere United number 7. So unable to make the squad. Very unfortunate for him. Scorer of the last 2 goals for Vere United, Lamar Neal, and certainly would have enjoyed having back his midfield partner, Javier Brown, today, and that certainly would have added more in terms of creativity in the midfield, which they have lacked once again. Vere very upset in the middle of the park.
Strawn with the throw. Locked inside the area. Austin heads it out.
Landed awkwardly. Seems as if he hit his head on the turf as well.
Yep, there's Neal.
Probably watching the Sportsmax app there, Lamar Neal. Keeping up to date on the replays. Good to see him there supporting the team, though. Very useful player, skillful player, but he's had his injury problems right throughout the season.
This is Brian who got some attention there. Romario Bryan. He's also had a quiet game, hasn't he?
Couple of free kick attempts, one in the first half that did hit the target, but was no problems for the 17-year-old Peyton between the sticks. Then one where it looked pretty wild. It was actually in a good position, centrally in and around the arc outside of the penalty box, but went well high and wide. Anyhow, their defense, though, has kept them in it. Just a goal down, and it was an own goal at that, so still an opportunity to try and garner something.
Foul by Alex Marshall there, free kick to Vere. Can they get something out of this? Yeah. Looks like Strawn who is behind this. Actually, it's Fakibi Farquharson. Sends this one inside to the back post and made a proper connection, but well wide of the mark. Walker was pushed there, free kick to Portmore. And Portmore getting ready to make two changes themselves.
Yeah, it was just, I thought it was just going to be a moment before we would have seen Jevick McFarlane wearing the number 2. We'll also see Jaheen Rose, former Clarendon College midfielder, wearing the number 20. Jevick McFarlane, out of St. Lucia, plays for the St. Lucia national team as well, as does Alvanus Miles.
That's Rose.
There's a point where you had both Jaheem and Jaheen Rose in the same Portmore squad. You also had a third Rose in Demar Rose. Demar has now gone over to Harbourview, his original club. This is Jevick McFarlane here. 3 goals on the season. All have come on returns from injury. Will it be another afternoon like that for him? Struggled with ankle injuries.
Here's the corner kick. And
was McFarlane?
It was. Or was it Young who was behind him? Maybe it was McFarlane.
Well, Young has had its fair share this afternoon of headers.
He has.
They weren't going well, so can't blame McFarlane for deciding he would take a go. See Satchwell making his way slowly around. He's one of the players that have been removed. There's Satchwell, a hard fall just before he came off. Still walking with a bit of a limp. In the top 3 schoolboy players this season, Shaquan Satchwell, St. Andrew Technical, the school he comes from, 14 goals, Some 9 assists to go with that.
Well, Myers has this, and that touch is heavy, too heavy.
Plays right back as well for the St. Lucia national team, Alvinus Myers. Did have the captain's armband for quite a while last season as well, the St. Lucian. Has actually played in various positions. Has played, well, he's in right back now. He's also played centre back. We've seen him in defensive midfield role as well. Strong challenge there on young Peyton. Hydel youngster, 17 years of age. Might be keeping a clean sheet here.
Not as if he's been on the threat this afternoon.
Not much.
Yeah, Walker was coming from an outside position. Cummings overcooking that one. Dustin Cohen is coming off, and young Shaquille Blackstock coming on.
Played for Garvey Maceo in schoolboy football this season. Shaquille Blackstock. Originally from Kims Hill High. He's just a couple kilometers away. Both in Clarendon, of course, on the very south of the parish. That's going to go out for a throw, isn't it?
It is.
Wayward pass by the skipper, and Lumsden losing his footing.
We have the Sportsmax app moment of the game coming to you in a little while. You wouldn't believe what we're going for. Here is Strawn. Ball stabbed out wide.
He's not going to get that though,
No,
is he?
he's not.
He's just come on.
Johnny Burton.
Yeah. But that's asking a bit too much.
So this is the Sportsmax app moment of the game. And it was one that was missed by the officials. Clear handball inside the box. Rudolph Austin doing his endeavor best to fool the officials by rubbing his tummy. But you see his arm was extended there. It was going in goal, but it wasn't called. And that's our Sportsmax app moment of the game. Courtesy of the Sportsmax app with all your replays on the different angles.
At that time, the score was 0-0, and that would have been a big opportunity for Vere to get a goal and go one up. How the momentum would have been different at the time. Of course, Vere going a goal up is even harder to break them down.
Yeah, it is.
Their 2 victories this season have been 1-0 wins. And they have just locked shop. Second best defensive record. It's now 3rd, considering they've conceded this goal here, making it 10 conceded on the season. But coming into this game, 2nd best defensive record in the Premier League behind Mount Pleasant, who has only conceded 7.
Yeah, they were so bored of keeping clean sheets that they gave up on this afternoon. An own goal. They had it too easy, Chris Taylor.
A win here for Portmore would take them up to 21 points.
Still outside the playoffs.
And they're still actually remain in 8th. They are currently in 8th, and they would stay right there. Waterhouse is in 7th, but superior goal difference.
And also the game in hand tomorrow against Darnick Gardens.
Well, yeah, El Clasico.
Myers trying to get by Strawn and does. Oh, he's brought down inside the box, surely. No.
Well, the referee rubs his nose, doesn't make the call. The assistant has nothing to say or flag. And another controversial moment in this game. Alvinus Myers is still down. Play has continued.
I thought that was pretty clear cut.
Well, it certainly wasn't shoulder to shoulder.
Most definitely not.
Yeah, he was in the back of Alvinus Myers.
There was only one place the defender could have gone, and that was through him.
Yeah.
And he went through him. The replay, I suggest, will confirm it.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. He gets in front. This tussle is fine here, but then he cuts in front, and look at this here.
Nibble
He takes
at the
away.
feet.
Yeah, he takes away the left foot there. That's a penalty. That's a penalty. There's no reason. It's clearly not a dive from Alvinus Myers. There's no reason for him to dive in that position because he's cut across the defender, has the advantage, and what the defender has done is just clip the back of his left heel. I'm sorry, Diane Cummins, but that's another penalty.
It's this side of the field.
Actually, on this occasion, Melvin Reed, nothing to say as well. He would have had a clear view as well.
Yes.
It was very close to
Actually,
Melvin Reed.
we'd agree on that one
flag.
as well.
Yeah,
he would have
flag.
seen the coming together, so to speak, inside the area. But no, I think we played the sports match that moment of the game too early.
No, I think that one is still a sports match.
Is it?
Oh, that moment was the acting by Rudolph Austin. The
would have sealed it.
Yeah, the suspense.
Yes.
He played the victim very well there.
Yeah, oh, my tummy hurts, blah, blah, blah. Oh, brilliant.
There's Alvinus Myers just making it to his feet.
When are the Oscars? Is it tonight?
And you can see, he's obviously not faking this. You can see him walking around the field. There's a clear limp. He didn't get that from just running.
Walker in space on his left foot. Finding Knight. Siegel Knight looking for Marshall. Marshall on the half volley, plays it inside. The second has come, and it's Lamar Walker. His second match back in the Jamaica Premier League. And he's on the scorecard here. Lamar Walker opens his account this season. And Portmore United's number 10 has surely sealed the deal. Portmore United with a 2-0 advantage over Vere United.
And deserved for Portmore United, you'd have to say. Definitely giving a lot more on the attacking end, as we expected based on the composition of the team. Alex Marshall, a poor first touch, but a good pass inside to Lamar Walker. His first assist on the season, Alex Marshall. And yeah, both himself and Walker combining yet again. And as we said, they have been a much more positive team, Portmore. And you'd have to say a deserved win.
Myers coming off for Portmore. Gawain Austin who has come on. We'll confirm that.
Yeah.
Yep, it is
The
Gawain
red boots. Where's the number 12 Gawain Austin? Yeah, getting some playing time. Alvinus Myers has not recovered from that tackle, so he's off.
We haven't recovered actually, and we're in the commentary box.
I think we are numb, Donald.
4 minutes of stoppage time. Vere United without a goal in the Premier League for now 358 minutes. It's been a minute.
A year of minutes.
Yeah, there. Goal scored the last couple of occasions. Looking on in the stands, Lamar Neal. Obviously not playing in today's game, but the question remains, where will they get their next goal and who will it come from? Vere United. There he is. Looking a little dejected at what's happening out there. They just haven't been able to utilize their imagination much in the attacking third, Vere United.
This is just the second time this season that Vere have conceded more than one goal in a match. They did lose 3-0 at the hands of Cavalier in match week 2. That was on the 30th of October. So very stubborn defensively generally, and this is a rare feat by Portmore. But they continue their dominance over Vere United.
Before this game, they were the third meanest defense. Vere, 9 goals from their 15 games, 4 of them against one team, Cavalier. Now they are the 4th meanest defense after conceding 2 goals. Well, they're still 3rd. Yeah, they're still 3rd, despite conceding 2 goals this afternoon. Can they get one back? Players down inside the area.
I mean, they were tied in second, they are now 4th.
Well,
that's how close the differential is. Still a whistle. They were tied on second with Humble Lion on 9 conceded. Now it's 11. It's tied with Portmore.
Come on, Mark, come on, close! Close!
Here's the corner kick. Sent inside. But a strong hand on it did Xavier Payton. Delightful ball inside.
Is that Burt getting in there? No, it was Brian.
It was Romario Bryan, still looking for his first goal this season. But what a delightful ball that was.
Good commitment, brave, good goalkeeping as well by the 17-year-old.
Look how many Portmore United players were on the line though.
He didn't actually get a hand to it, did Payton, but he made himself big and threw Brian off for sure, because Brian, for sure, in his peripheral vision, just picked him up in his full suit of black coming in.
Portmore United making a couple more changes now on the 90-minute mark or at the end of this game. And that really should be that in short order when the subs do come on. Walker making an exit. And so to Seagull Knight. Time Shaw. Because Gale is now onto the park as well. Two schoolboys coming into the fray in the closing seconds of this one. Not a lot of time remaining here. That's the end of the game. A win. Finally a win for Portmore United. After going 7 games without one and picking up 4 points over that period, they go back to winning ways. Lamar Walker with the winning goal, sealing the deal after Fitzroy Cummings' own goal had given Portmore United the lead after some good work from Shaquan Satchwell. And Portmore United will be seeking to build on this. Let's see what they'll be able to do in the aftermath of picking up the 3 points here over Vere United, 2-0, the final score. As we take a look at the highlights here, and Portmore United had the majority of the chances. This one just over the head of Stephen Young. It's just the flight of it. And this straight into the hands of goalkeeper Davey Payton, who didn't have a whole lot of work to do between the sticks for Portmore United. The header from Stephen Young again, wide of the mark. Again, a good find from Emilio Rousseau, who had a really good game, but his strikers and his teammates couldn't supply the finish. There was the handball inside the box that the officials didn't spot. They could not believe it. Brown with the shot, and Austin was in the way there. So again with the delivery and deflected in off Cummings. It was a wonderful ball inside. I think Miles got a deflection on it. Yep. And it came off Cummings last. Marshall did well to send it across wide. And this effort from Rousseau, just wide of the mark, you know. Very close to getting his 6th goal of the season. And then Satchwell, lovely, well, tried to beat his marker. Was he cut down? That was the question inside the box. We reckon that he was, Alex Marshall, but nothing given. This possibly was a bit more clear cut. Went right through him. Alvin Myers could not believe the call. Didn't go in his favor. But it would work out for Portmore in the end. Walker doing well. Knight sending it out wide. Marshall wasn't the best first touch, but was able to lend the assist to Lamar Walker, who was open to scoring now in the Jamaica Premier League this season. That was a nice touch. Wonderful build-up play there. And Portmore United with their 2nd goal, sealing the victory. So, Vere United with 10 shots, 2 on target. Portmore United with 11 shots, 3 on target. They committed 9 fouls, 4 more than Vere United. Were caught offside on a couple of occasions. Portmore United, 4 occasions. Portmore with 7 corner kicks, 4 more than Vere United, who had the majority of the possession at 53%.
Emilio, not an easy match by any chance, but I'm sure you'll be happy for the win and a clean sheet as well.
Yes, that's what we came for, and that's what we get. So we need the 3 points to move up the table.
From the start of the season, a lot of the analysts were saying they wanted to see you making more aggressive attacking runs, getting those balls into the box. Quite a few of them. Do you enjoy taking the corners and the dead ball situations?
Yes, that's we come from the training session. We practice them a lot. So coming to the game, I have to deliver.
And talk to me about that shot that you seem to have rifled from about 30 yards out on the left-hand side. Did you think that you would have found the corner?
Yes, that's where I aim for. The ball was coming, and obviously the keeper would be at the near post, so I have to go to the far post.
And as Emilio, one of the youngest, most exciting left backs in the Premier League at the moment, do you have visions of making the national team and really giving the coaches a problem with selection?
Yes, I have to continue give the pickers let them have a decision to pick me, so I can be in the starting side. I can be in the national team.
All right, Emilio, congratulations on the match today and enjoy the win.
Thanks.
Emilio Rousseau there, our man of the match, the Portmore number 6 and left back. Linval Dixon, who knows all about wing back opportunities, comes into fray now, but Linval, not necessarily the result you would have been hoping for, and only the second time this season that Vere have given up 2 goals.
Definitely so. I think it was a disappointing performance today. I think we turn over the ball so much, today, and something that we have to address and keep on, working, because I think when we look at the last game, the previous game against Cavalier, the same issue that we give away too much simple and easy passes, but we'll continue to work on it, and our concentration level have to always intact, while we go along, but we'll continue to work though.
Tell me about that call. There was a critical call at 0-0, a shot from Javier Brown, which seemed like it came off the hand of Rudolph Austin. What did you think about that call? Have you seen it?
Yeah, well, no, I never saw it, because I was really at the back of the play, so I really don't have much to say about it, but, based on what I'm hearing, it was a hands ball, but, the referee in the middle, always have to make the final call, and if you don't, we just have to go on.
And you spoke about Lamar Neal. You said at the start that Lamar Neal would have been a miss today, and it seemed that way. Javier Brown came back in, yes, but you wanted Lamar Neal's creativity with him to really get things going in the midfield. And the midfield for most of the 90 minutes looked absent. Yeah, very much so. We don't have somebody who can keep that ball and make that pass, that, because sometimes, we can take 2 touches from the ball, we take 1, and pretty much we play with no confidence. I think confidence lacking in this team today, because we believe that, we don't want to lose the ball. And I always tell my team, we have to lose the ball and go again and get it back, but again, it's something that we have to keep on working and continue working, and hopefully, we can get better performance. More work for you to do on the training ground. All the best, Linval, in the weeks to come.
Thank you very much, man.
Linval, Rudy Dixon there, Vere head coach. Philip Williams now comes into fray. Well, Philip, it was 7 weeks without a win. You've changed that stat here today. Not necessarily the most attractive performance, but you got the job done.
Some of the time we just need to get the job done, and that's what we did today. We have played games where we were totally in control, and we end up losing either all 3 or we have to settle for a draw. Today we did what we weren't doing in those games, which was scoring, and I'm really happy for the 3 points.
Of course, a lucky call went your way early in the game, but apart from that, you would have to say that your team were on the front foot all the way, and definitely that combination up front with the likes of Satchwell, Walker and Marshall certainly paying dividends for you.
Definitely. If all 4 of them get into their game, I don't think there is any other combination in the league would be so potent as them. It's a matter of them finding their footing. It's been a lot of games played so far, but today we got the goals that we wanted, and we're happy for the 3 points, moving up the table away from the relegation zone.
And a clean sheet as well, must be pleasing.
Definitely. The young side goal, I think he was competent and confident today, and it's good to see that.
17-year-old young Peyton. Congrats to him, congrats to you on the 3 points, and good work in the weeks to come.
Yeah, man, thanks much.
So Portmore United with a 2-0 victory over Vere United. Yeah, it's a welcome return to form, their first win in 8 matches, and they will gladly take the 3 points to, well, to be just outside the playoff spots in the Jamaica Premier League.